Hello, welcome to Tale 3 Cabins. Well, I got the word from the top brass that before winter ends, I got some projects that got to be taken care of inside before I do any more outside projects. But I think I got a way to have JD help me out on this project, even though I'm going to be indoors. So come check it out.
Well, I put drywall on all the partition walls in our house when I first built it, and I thought it was give us a chance to change the decor and the color of the walls from time to time. But since I rebuilt the cabin in Tennessee and like that tongue and groove look on the inside, last spring I started with the mud room and I took all the drywall off the partition walls and replaced it with tongue and groove and really liked the look of it. So today's project, I'm going to do the same thing in our master bedroom by tearing out all the drywall and try to put some tongue and groove back up. One thing about the drywall that I put up is I screwed in all the drywall and I used glue because I tried to do things more permanent way back when I built it. So it's going to be a little tough to get the drywall off. First thing I need to do is get some of the trim off here. And I want to be kind of gentle with it because I'm going to reuse a lot of this trim. Some of it I'm going to replace, but I'd like to save as much as I can. And I can't go terribly demolition on here because we still have nice carpeting on the floor, and of course we still want to live in here, so it's not like we're completely gutting the room out. So a little lesson on log homes. Log homes will settle, and these partition walls had to be built in a way that the logs could settle on the outside walls. So there's really an upper part of the wall and a lower part of the wall, and they're held together parallel with some spikes. And this allows the top wall to settle onto the bottom wall, and that spike basically just kind of threads through there and holds the wall in place while allowing the rest of the logs to settle. Now attaching the stud wall to the log wall is a little tricky also. And it starts out with this post, and you have to cut a nice saw curve, a little slot in it, and you use a good sized lag bolt with a washer on it. And the idea being that that lag bolt and washer is going to slide down with the logs and still keep the wall tightly adhered to the log wall. Now when it comes to doors and windows, you have to account for settling there also, and you have to leave a nice good sized gap above your door jambs and window jambs. For 20 years this has bugged me though. My installer that installed the ceramic tile used 2 layers of cement board, and the doors were already set before we had the tile put in, so I could never have a doormat because the floors were too thick. And this has bugged me for many years, so I thought when I was changing the tongue and groove walls in here, I was going to tear this door out and raise it up to a proper height so I could fit a nice doormat under there. But as I tear the trim off here, you can see on the door here that pretty much the couple-inch gap that I left up there is gone. So for me to move that door up is going to be a little bit of work. But not as bad as in our dining room. We had French doors leading into a sunroom, and I noticed that the door was starting to bind a little bit, and it turns out that the logs had settled on that, and I ended up having to take a chainsaw and cut above there to put a gap above the doors again. But back to how a door is attached to a log house. So it's essentially the same thing. You kind of make your own door jamb and you put slots in it again, and these nails and washers also settle with the logs but keeps this additional jamb in place. And if you look, there's a fresh spot right there where the washer is. You can tell that it's gone down a little bit, and it actually can come down some more. But that's how much. So when we first put this door in, there was about 3 inches of gap above there. And now there's probably about 3/4 of an inch. And here's just the other side of the buck there with the slot and your nails that, again, slide down with the logs. So I was able to get the door out. I cut some wood to give me a little spacer. I used some OSB, so I added a little over a half inch to the bottom of the door threshold. So I had to cut out a little bit, not too bad, with the chainsaw before I put it back, just to give me enough room. You can see that the log is settled on that buck there. It's not going to go down much further. And it's just a matter of putting everything back together. We're going to put another floor on top of this ceramic tile, so check this out. Finally, after all these years, I can have a doormat right in front of the door and it doesn't rub. Okay, back to the bedroom, and we're just going to clean up this mess here, and this is where the fun part begins, at least for me. Now you might be thinking, why didn't he back his truck into there? And the ground is a little soft there for the truck to be backed in there. Plus it's a little tight near the garage, and we have a good sized planter that won't budge, so that would have been in the way also. So this was a good job for the 1025R, and it did squeeze in there real nice, and it made cleaning up all this drywall stuff a little bit more fun. So that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed these videos and subscribe. I hope the weather changes where I can get a little bit more work outside going on. And I got to get my little projects finished inside because the top brass said so. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to these videos if you like them. Subscribe if you don't like them. And keep an eye on us. Take care.